My beloved child, the night you locked your door and left town, you believed everything behind that door would remain exactly where you left it. The silence. The walls. The photographs. The small crack near the window you always meant to fix. But what if I told you that while you were gone, someone stepped into your quiet world? Your neighbor checked your house while you were away, and what they found was not something you could ever prepare for. Stay with me. Don't look away now. Because what comes next changes everything. At first, it felt ordinary, a simple favor, a quick walkthrough to ensure nothing was out of place. But the moment they stepped inside, the air felt heavier. Not darker. Not colder. Just different. As if the house had been waiting to speak. The first thing they noticed was the clock in your living room. It had stopped. Not at a random second, but at 11:11. A number you once whispered about, calling it a sign. Your neighbor doesn't believe in signs. Yet their hands trembled when they saw it. Then came the second detail. The family photo on the hallway table, the one that never moves, was turned slightly toward the door, as if someone inside the frame had been watching the entrance. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because when they walked further in, they heard it. A faint sound. Not loud. Not threatening. Just a single, soft knock, coming from inside your bedroom closet. And this is where the story begins. Your neighbor stood frozen. Every logical thought told them it was nothing, wood settling, pipes adjusting, imagination playing tricks. But the knock came again. 3 times. Slow. Intentional. Stay with me. Your answer is closer than you think. Gathering courage, they stepped toward the closet and opened it. Inside, everything looked untouched, except for one thing resting on the floor. A small box you don't own. A box that wasn't there before you left. And on top of it, written in careful handwriting, were 3 words, "You weren't alone." Don't look away now. Because what they did next, and what they found inside that box, will make you question who was really watching your home while you were gone. Without thinking twice, your neighbor reached for the box. Their fingers hovered for a second, as if some invisible instinct was warning them to stop. But curiosity is powerful. And sometimes, destiny is louder than fear. Stay with me. Don't look away now. The lid wasn't locked. It opened smoothly, almost too smoothly. Inside, there was no jewelry, no documents, no valuables. Just 3 objects placed with unnatural precision, a small mirror, an old brass key, and a folded piece of paper with your name written on it in ink that looked slightly faded, as if it had been written years ago. What comes next changes everything. The mirror was the first thing they picked up. It was ordinary in size, but the glass felt strangely warm. When your neighbor looked into it, they didn't just see their reflection. For a split second, barely noticeable, the background in the mirror looked different from the actual room behind them. The closet door appeared slightly open in the reflection, even though in reality, it was fully wide. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because your neighbor blinked, and the reflection corrected itself. Rational mind said it was stress. Imagination. Light distortion. But then they unfolded the paper. And this is where the silence inside your house became louder than any sound. The note didn't contain a threat. It didn't contain a warning. It contained a date. A date from 15 years ago. The exact day you first moved into that house. Beneath the date, one sentence, "The promise was made here." Your neighbor had no idea what that meant. But at the bottom of the page was something even more unsettling, a childlike drawing of your house. With a small figure standing in the upstairs window. Stay with me. Your answer is closer than you think. Because your neighbor slowly lifted their eyes toward that very window, and for a brief, heart-stopping second, they thought they saw a shadow move behind the curtain. Don't look away now. Something huge is waiting for you. Listen carefully, because this is the moment everything shifts. Your neighbor didn't run. They didn't scream. Instead, they stepped back into the hallway, eyes locked on the staircase leading upstairs. The air inside your house felt charged, like the seconds before a storm breaks. Stay with me. Don't look away now. Every instinct told them to leave, but something stronger pulled them forward. That drawing. That date. The promise was made here. What promise? And why your house? The stairs creaked under their feet, each sound echoing louder than it should. Halfway up, they noticed something that made their hearts skip, a faint line of dust disturbed, as if someone had recently walked across the landing. But you've been gone for days. At the top of the stairs, the curtain in your bedroom window swayed gently. The windows were closed. No breeze. No open vents. Just movement, subtle but undeniable. Your neighbor stepped inside slowly. The room looked exactly as you left it, bed neatly made, lamp off, books aligned. But the mirror on your dresser reflected something that wasn't there. Don't skip. Stay till the end. In the reflection, the bedroom door appeared slightly shut, even though in reality it was fully open behind them. A quiet realization began to form: whatever was happening in this house wasn't random. It was layered. Intentional. Almost symbolic. Spiritual symbolism hidden in plain sight. The stopped clock. The shifted photo. The mirror distortion. The key in the box. Your answer is closer than you think. Then they saw it. On your bedside table, something that had not been there before. A second note. Smaller. Folded once. Their hands trembled as they opened it. 3 words written clearly: you came back. Not, welcome. Not, hello. But, you came back. As if someone had been waiting, not for your neighbor, but for you. Stay with me. Because at that exact second, their phone buzzed in their pocket. A message notification. From you. Sent just seconds ago. But you were miles away. The message read: has anyone been inside my house? Don't look away now. What comes next changes everything. Right there, standing in your bedroom, your neighbor felt reality bend. The message from you was time-stamped just seconds ago. Stay with me. Don't look away now. Their hands shook as they typed back, asking why you would even ask that question. The reply came instantly. I had a dream about my house last night. Someone was inside. They opened the closet. What comes next changes everything. Because your neighbor had told no one about the box. No one about the mirror. No one about the key. And yet, your dream described it perfectly. This is where the story begins to reveal its true shape. Suddenly, the brass key from the box felt heavier in their pocket. A realization sparked: there was one door in your house that always stayed locked. The small attic hatch in the hallway ceiling. You once mentioned you never had the key for it when you bought the place. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your neighbor dragged a chair beneath the hatch, climbed up slowly, and inserted the brass key. It fit. Perfectly. The click echoed through the hallway like a signal. The hatch opened with a soft pull, and a wave of stale air drifted down. Inside the attic wasn't clutter. It wasn't storage. It was nearly empty. Except for a single wooden trunk placed in the center. And carved onto its lid was the same symbol drawn on that paper: your house, and the small figure in the upstairs window. They opened the trunk. Inside were old documents, property records, faded photographs, and one sealed envelope addressed not to you, but to the next guardian. Stay with me. Your answer is closer than you think. The documents revealed something no one had told you. Every previous owner of this house had lived there exactly 15 years. No more. No less. And each of them had signed a final letter before leaving, describing dreams, moving objects, mirrors that didn't reflect correctly, and a presence that never harmed, but always watched. At the bottom of the final page was a sentence written in steady ink: "The house does not belong to us. We belong to the house. Don't look away now." Because when your neighbor checked the calendar on their phone, they realized this year marks exactly 15 years since you moved in. Something huge is waiting for you. Take a deep breath, because this is the moment the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. 15 years. Exactly 15. Your neighbor stared at the date again, counting backward, forward, hoping the math would somehow be wrong. It wasn't. Stay with me. Don't look away now. Every previous owner had left during their 15th year. Not because they wanted to, but because something compelled them to. The letters inside the trunk described the same sequence: dreams that felt like memories, mirrors that shifted reality, objects appearing that no one remembered buying. And then, near the end of their 15th year, they all wrote about a choice. Not a threat. Not force. A choice. When the house calls you, one letter read, "You will understand." What comes next changes everything. Your neighbor flipped to the very last envelope in the trunk. It was newer than the others. The paper wasn't yellowed. The ink hadn't faded. And the handwriting looked painfully familiar. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because it was yours. Your name signed clearly at the bottom. A date written 3 weeks ago. But you never mentioned coming into this attic. You never mentioned finding this trunk. Hands trembling, your neighbor unfolded the letter. It began softly: "If you're reading this, it means I remembered." Remembered what? The letter described a dream you'd been having for months: a child standing in the upstairs window, not frightening, not hostile, just waiting. Waiting for acknowledgement. Waiting for you to notice that the house had chosen you long before you chose it. The final lines of your letter were the most chilling. "The promise was made here before I moved in. I don't know who made it, but I feel it in the walls. When the clock stops at 11:11 again, I will decide whether to stay, or to pass it on. Stay with me. Your answer is closer than you think." Your neighbor slowly lowered the page, heart pounding. Because from downstairs, clear and undeniable, the living room clock began ticking again. One slow tick. Then another. Don't look away now. Something huge is waiting for you. And as your neighbor stepped toward the attic ladder to go check, their phone buzzed once more. A new message from you: "I think it's time. I'm coming home." This is the turning point. The moment the silence finally speaks. Your neighbor climbed down from the attic slowly, every tick of the clock echoing through the hallway like a countdown. Stay with me. Don't look away now. The living room felt different, alive, almost aware. The clock no longer showed 11:11. It was moving forward, steady, deliberate. As if time inside your house had been paused, waiting for your decision. The air carried a strange calm, not heavy anymore, not tense. Purposeful. What comes next changes everything. On the hallway table, the family photo that had been slightly turned toward the door was now perfectly straight again. But something inside the frame had changed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. The small reflection in the glass, the one that always showed the empty staircase behind whoever looked at it, now showed a faint outline near the upstairs window. Not a threat. Not a shadow of fear. Just a presence. Smaller than an adult. Still. Watching. And beside the photo, resting quietly as if it had always been there, was the brass key. The same key your neighbor had left upstairs in the attic trunk just minutes ago. Your answer is closer than you think. Then the front door handle moved. Slowly. Not forced. Not rushed. Just a calm turn of metal. Stay with me. Don't look away now. The door opened, and you stepped inside. Your expression wasn't confusion. It wasn't shock. It was recognition. As if you had walked into a conversation already in progress. You looked at your neighbor and asked one quiet question: did it show you the window? And before they could answer, the clock stopped again. 11:11, the room fell into perfect stillness. What comes next changes everything. Because this time, the curtain upstairs didn't just move. It parted. And in that stillness, you didn't panic. You didn't even look surprised. Stay with me. Don't look away now. Your neighbor watched your face carefully, expecting fear, but what appeared instead was something deeper. Acceptance. As the curtain upstairs slowly parted, a soft glow filtered through the window, not bright, not blinding, just enough to outline the small figure standing there. The same shape from the drawing. The same height. The same stillness. What comes next changes everything. You took one step forward into the living room and whispered, almost gently, "I remember now." Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the words didn't echo like normal speech. They felt like they belonged to the walls. You explained, calmly, that when you first bought this house 15 years ago, you had come alone on the first night before moving your things in. You stood in the empty living room at exactly 11:11, made a silent wish for belonging, and said out loud, "If there's anything here, let me stay. I'll take care of this place." A simple sentence. A passing moment. But promises, even unintentional ones, carry weight. Your answer is closer than you think. The presence upstairs was never there to harm. It was there to witness. To measure. To see if the promise was kept. Every stopped clock. Every shifted mirror. Every dream. A reminder. A question hanging in the air for 15 years, will you honor what you said? Stay with me. Don't look away now. The curtain upstairs opened fully, and for the first time, the small figure became clearer. Not a stranger, not a shadow, but a younger version of you. The child you once were. The one who longed for a place to belong. And in that moment, you understood. The house was never haunted. It was holding your promise. What comes next changes everything, because now, at 11:11, you must decide, do you remain its guardian, or finally set both yourself and the house free? Now watch closely, because this is the choice everything has been leading to. The clock is frozen at 11:11. The curtain is open. The younger version of you stands in the upstairs window, not trapped, not lost, just waiting. Stay with me. Don't look away now. Your neighbor can't speak. The air feels suspended between two heartbeats. You slowly walk toward the staircase, each step steady, intentional. Not like someone afraid, but like someone returning to a promise they once made without understanding its cost. What comes next changes everything. Halfway up the stairs, you pause and look back at your neighbor. It was never about staying forever, you say softly. It was about remembering why I wanted to stay. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because in that sentence lies the truth of 15 years. The house didn't trap people. It reflected them. Every owner who left at year 15 didn't escape. They completed something. The presence in the window wasn't a spirit. It was the purest version of whoever lived there. The part of them that needed belonging more than anything. Your answer is closer than you think. And now you see it clearly, the house kept your younger self safe until you were strong enough to reclaim that part of you. You reach the bedroom. The younger you steps away from the window and stands in the center of the room. No fear. No words. Just understanding. Stay with me. Don't look away now. You kneel down, eye to eye with that child, and whisper, "You don't have to wait anymore." The clock downstairs begins ticking again. Slowly. Steady. The glow around the room softens. And in one quiet breath, the younger version of you fades, not disappearing, but merging, returning. The curtain settles. The air feels light. Free. What comes next changes everything. Because when you walk back downstairs, the stopped clock no longer reads 11:11. It reads 11:12. Time has moved forward. The promise has been fulfilled. And the house is finally just a house.